Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Office Hours Live. So if you're with us for the very first time, welcome. It's really good to see you here. If you're one of our returning viewers, as always, it's brilliant to have you along with us and to get your continued support. Now, every week we run Office Hours Live directly streamed using Zoom via Zenler into the Facebook group, and as always I have the team here. So I'm Kevin, and I have with me Rakesh, David and Alice this week. So good afternoon everybody.
Hiya.
Now,
hello.
Every week we add in around about 60 to 70 people into the Facebook group. So for those of you that are not familiar with how Office Hours works, you are allowed to come in and let us ask your questions live to the team. So if you're maybe new or you've been around for a while and you've got any questions that are niggling you and you're not quite finding your answers, always use Office Hours to put your questions in, and towards the end of Office Hours we'll answer them for you. It's also a chance for us to show you around a few of the resources we have for you that will be useful in how you progress with using Zendler, because it's an all-in-one platform. It was designed and built for course creators initially, but of course now you can do so much more with it. But there's a lot of information there. It's a big system to use, and it's growing, it's becoming more and more powerful. And because of that, we need to make sure you have the training available where you need it, when you need it, and how you need it. And we'll show you during office hours where you can find all of those resources. Now, remember, with anything training related with Zendler, it is of course free of charge. We do not charge for the training. You pay for the platform. We give you the training and the support for free. So please remember that when you're looking to get involved as to what that means for you. So we will start the show off as we always do, which is one of the important slots that we have, which is handing over to Rakesh. Rakesh will take over with the changelog for this week. So over to you, Rakesh, please.
Cool. Thanks, Kevin. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I hope you can see my screen as well. So at Zendler, we are constantly shipping features and updates, and also we are refining the platform so that we can look at all the issues that we raise to support, basically so that we can better manage the support and also the experience for you guys. So at bit.ly/nz changelog, you're going to see all the changes that we ship week in, week out. I think this week, we had several changes, but probably not major changes, but quite a lot of fixes has gone in. I think one of them was when you're setting the blog visibility as private, the URL was still accessible. So we fixed that. And on the webinar page, when you try to add contact to or the attendee to a funnel, that was not working, because again we fixed that. And live webinar thank you page had an issue with oops error, that again was fixed. And when you had on a single page, when you add a list view and a grid view of the upcoming sessions for live classes and webinars, it was not working as well. So that was also fixed. And the PayPal subscription, as you guys know, is a relatively new feature. And on the checkout page, when there was social media login, it was not working, and that was fixed. And live class, live streamed webinars, there's some issues on the mobile devices, again, that we looked at. And again, when for assignments feature, when you deleted the users, it was still showing up on submission reports. So we fixed that. And that next one is whenever you are composing an email in the email broadcast, sometimes the whole thing goes off and disappears and says undefined. We use our own tools, and I have personally experienced this issue. We can definitely see the pain, regarding this particular issue. And yeah, so we fixed that as well. So this was actually related to autosave. So that's fixed. And live webinar registration, again, there's some issues around with for some users. It's fixed. And when you're exporting users for broadcast and automation actions, having the symbol hash in the title, had issues, and that is also fixed. I think that's pretty much it from the changelog side. But I think, yeah, what is coming up is live for live classes and live webinars. We are soon going to be launching pricing, so you'll be able to sell your live classes, your live webinars. That's going to be a game changer. So you currently users do lots of jugglery to add live to a course and then take it that way and so on. So yeah, so I think Zendler will be the first platform where you can actually sell your online courses along with online courses. You can now, once we add it, you should be able to sell your live classes and live webinars. And also we are going to add live class lesson type into courses, into your curriculum, so that you can go live to your students straight into your lesson without needing registration. So currently for live classes, there's some friction involved where you have to send the registration link and they have to register. We have cut all of that. So all of what we have right now will be still there, but we're going to add another option where you can now stream live classes, your live class straight into your courses, straight into your course player. And we're going to even show a reminder when the class is coming up. So if it's class is coming up in 1 hour, it's going to pop up saying, hey, there's a reminder for you. It's going to come up soon. I think that's pretty much it from the changelog side. Back to you, Kevin.
Fantastic. Thanks, Rakesh. And as you can see, the team are constantly working, as well as answering your support questions, on developing what's already in the system, making it better every single week. And they do a really good job at doing that. Every week we go through the changelog and we openly show you a lot of the stuff that has been going on. There's a whole heap of stuff that we don't detail because it's quite technical. You can go and find the changelog in the announcements tab on Facebook if you're interested to read back through. There's quite a lot of reading there if you wish, but the log's there for you to go and have a look at if you wish to look through. So we've got a couple of people asking questions. I will come to your questions towards the end of office hours, so not too long. Office hours normally last around 30 minutes or so. Now, remember, if you're watching us live, hashtag live, let us know where you're watching from. This is a global audience we have here at New Zenler, and on that basis, we do switch office hours around. So this week we're at 5 p.m. BST. Next week we will be at 10 a.m. BST. So if we've caught you in the middle of the night live right now, then, and you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay, and let us know where you're watching the replay from. That would be absolutely awesome. Now, one of the most popular features we've had and recently introduced into office hours has been our feature focus. As I said, New Zenler is becoming a larger platform. There's more bits that you can fiddle with. There's more bits you can get involved in. And when we start off with people in New Zenler, we always say keep it simple. Go through the first stages first and then build it as you go along. But it's really easy to miss some of the features that are really, really quite cool within New Zenler. So feature focus is where each week we pick one thing that you might not be aware of that can actually have a really positive impact on your site. That doesn't mean you have to go out and rush off and do it right now, but it's just a little look at something that we feel you may have overlooked. So, David, I'm going to hand over to you, and this is this week's feature focus, please.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay, so this week's feature focus, guys, is all about drop menus. So we have the ability to set up drop menus inside our menu system. Most people just do sort of like inline and just have an about us page, contact us page, my courses, etc. But you can actually set up a drop menu. So what I'm going to do is we've got a page here, and I'm in that page here in the editor. And we got this page here. This is a course page, by the way, and this is a drop down. This is a page that says test demo drop down. So I'm going to put some drop downs under here. So we're going to call it something like services or whatever you like. We have a top menu item for the drop down. So we come into the menu. So I just clicked here and I've hit the gear icon, come across to the menu, and I'm going to add a new top level. So I'm going to call this services. Now it could be called whatever you like. And down here, I'm going to have this for all. Notice that menu will come up based on if a user is logged into your system or logged out, or all. So we're going to have all. And where we've got action here, we're going to select drop down. So lots of people use the go to link. So they go to a link, they go to a page, but we're going to use drop down. So this sets up a first level for us. So I'm going to click save to that. And you're going to see it's going to appear here. Now, this is not going to do anything. This is just going to be a label, and then the drop downs are going to appear underneath it. So the first one I'm going to do is going to be to this course. So I'm going to take this URL, not the preview URL. I'm going to take this and I'm going to jump back into the editor. I'm going to add it to here. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go course. Again, call it whatever you like. And we're going to this time go to link, and I'm going to drop the link in here, and I'm going to click save. And we created our first drop down. So I'm going to click and do another one now. And I'm going to call this, as it's a test page, I'm going to call this test page. So we're creating our drop downs. I'm going to go to the link. Before I do that, I'm going to grab the link here. And guys, if you need to grab the link, you can actually go into the pages and grab it from here. So I'm going to grab that, come back into our editor, drop that in there and save that. And I'm going to do one more, and this is going to be to our YouTube channel. So I've got my YouTube channel up. Here it is. And I'm going to do it here. And this one's going to be slightly different because I'm going to do it to open up in a new tab. So YouTube, I'm going to select an action, go to, and I'm going to paste that in there. And this time I'm going to click this. So what will this do? It will open it up in a new tab. So I'm going to click save now. And I've got 3 drop downs. I'm going to click save in there. We're going to jump straight into the page once it's saved. I'm going to hit refresh on the page. You're going to see the menu will come up here. And now I can jump between these pages. So you can see now I'm jumping between these pages. Now, if I just close these tabs down so you can see the effect of the last one, which is our YouTube channel, because I had it checked with opening a new tab, watch what happens when I click this. So there you go. So I haven't lost myself from the site, and I've entered into here. Now, best policy, if you're going to an external site, always open up in a new tab. Reason being that you don't lose the user from your browser. So they're in a new tab, but your browser window is still open. So it tells search engines that that person's been on there longer. So that's how to set up drop-down menus using Zenler. Really simple.
Awesome. Thank you, David. Another great feature focus. And it is something that people ask about. I see it being asked in the group. And, you know, that was covered within about 3 minutes. Now, obviously, David's really familiar with it and you may not be so familiar, but you can always watch this back or go over to the tutorial site, put that into the search menus, and you'll probably come up with a very similar tutorial, a little bit more in depth over there. So please do use the tutorial site to find out more in-depth information if you want to know more about headers, drop-down menus, and how all of that works. Now, we've got quite a few questions coming in, which is fantastic. Keep the questions coming in, and I will promise you we will answer them all before we leave office hours today. But before we do, a couple of things that I just need to remind you about. You're watching this currently in the Facebook group, and the Facebook group is an amazing community of course creators at all different levels of experience. What the Facebook group is not there for is to get technical support. So if something is going wrong on your account, if your new Zendler account isn't working as you feel it should do, you've been through the tutorial site, you can't find the answer you're looking for, we do have a process for you to get support from us, and that is via email. So support@zenler.com. What will happen when you email into us, it will generate a ticket for our support team. You will get emailed back within a minute or two to say we've received your request and here's your ticket number. That means it's in the queue to be dealt with. Now, I can't promise you that will take a minute, it will take 10 minutes, it may take an hour, it may be the next day, dependent on what the issue is. To help speed that process up, if you can take a video recording, a Loom recording, whatever software you wish to use, and send that in with your support request, that means that the team don't have to try and replicate that problem. Because if it's a problem your side, as in your browsers, there's an issue with the browser, there may be an issue with your computer, there may be an issue with your internet, whatever it may be, they can tell by looking at the Loom video. If it's a wider problem, it goes to the more technical department for them to deal with and work out what that is and get it fixed. But you can rest assured if that ticket number has been created and it's been emailed to you, it's in the queue to be dealt with. Coming into the Facebook group to try and move that along isn't going to make it move any faster. We have to treat everybody fairly, which is why it's done in an order system of they're dealt with in the way that they come in. So please remember that if you're looking for that type of technical support. If you're looking for other types of support, you want just general feedback, you want ideas or anything like that, the Facebook community has such an amazing amount of people that have lots and lots of experience in whole different worlds of learning online. Then you're going to get help there and opinions. You may even get some testers there if you wish. And please do use it and use it appropriately. So that's how you get technical support if you're not familiar with it. Now, I'm going to, as you probably are aware, New Zenler, we do have a lot of events going on there. We've brought Alice onto the team recently, which is a fantastic addition. Myself and David have been running events and different challenges and all sorts for the last year or so. And of course, what happens is we're in the luxurious position to be able to offer more. That means pretty much every week something's going on. So every now and again, maybe every other week, we're just going to do a little focus, and Alice is going to run it this week, just to show you what events we've had over the last week or so, and also what's coming up and where you can find them. So Alice, I'm going to hand over to you for the event slot for this week, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Kevin. Hello, everybody. So the first thing that I want to do is just give you a quick review of the events that we actually just had last week. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, and I'm going to pop into the Facebook group. So one of the things that you can do to find events that we've hosted or events that we are going to host is to come right here into the Facebook group, the official beta founding member secret group. And you can come to announcements. And in here, you will find some of the most recent, like us right here now. You will find some of the most recent events that we've done. And right here is David's video for the live site build that happened last week, yesterday, this week, and some things that we might have scheduled. And we also did a day with Zendler, and you can find those on the YouTube channel as well. So if you go to the Zendler YouTube channel, you will find a lot of these events get added, uploaded to the YouTube channel. So you can scroll through here and you can also find them on YouTube. Now for some fun stuff too, we have the Introduction to Zendler webinar that will be happening every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. EST, and that is 2:30 BST. So that is very specifically for people who are not familiar with the new Zendler platform. So if you're an advanced user or you've been using it for a while and you're fairly familiar with new Zendler, this webinar is not for you. If you are here and you're new and you'd like to register for the webinar, we would love to have you on. It's also a great opportunity for the new Zendler partners to guide people that they are talking to about new Zendler to come to the webinar to receive that overview and the introduction to new Zendler. So you can see that there. And another place you can go is to, and that's at webinars.newzendler.com. So if you go there, you can click through and register right here for the webinar. So tomorrow morning at 9:30 is when we're going to host that. We'd love to see some people there. Next up, if you go to tutorials.newzenler.com, you will scroll down just a little bit here and you will see our latest live events. So we have office hours, which most of you will be familiar with. We also have other live events. We're creating media for your site course, which is happening on Sunday. And I believe David is doing that event for us. And we also will stay tuned for more information about other scheduled live builds with New Zendler. So stay tuned for those. And yeah, you can get to those right there. And also, again, if you check the scroll up, announcement tab, and we have an events tab. So if you go to the events tab, you will see what we have scheduled there as well. And I think that is it.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Alice. So
Thanks.
hopefully that gives everyone a little look around to some of the events that we're running. Now, as Alice said, she's running the first series of onboardings. So we're going to actually do live onboardings with pro and premium users when they come on with New Zenler. Now, this is a brand new thing. It's literally starting next week. So if anybody is watching this, they've just signed up to pro or premium, and they've not had an onboarding, well, with us, you wouldn't have done because it didn't exist live in person until now, then reach out to Alice. She's looking for 2 or 3 people that she can go through that process with. So if that is you and you're watching this right now, send Alice a message and say, yes, please, I'm a pro or premium user. It's not open for free users. Then we'll run you through that next week. Or I think we're going to be running them every week, Alice, aren't we?
Yes, we will be.
Yeah,
And
so
we'll try to have different sessions at different times because this is a worldwide platform. So we will do our best to accommodate everybody's schedule.
Yeah, but for the first one next week, just send Alice a message so we can get you in on that one. Going forward, you're going to have to either be registered or be invited to come along onto those onboarding sessions. So just please bear that in mind. Now, let's move on to the questions. So one of the fun parts of office hours is getting to see what questions you have come up, because this really helps us develop what we do. Lots of companies will often have their own agendas when it comes to training and development. Here at New Zenler, we really love to get feedback from the community. So if we get lots of people asking us the same questions each week, well, that prompts us to create a training or look at what's in the masterclass bundle and say, actually, is this addressing it properly? And we'll react appropriately. The same as on the announcements tab, we do have a feature request on there. So if lots of people are asking for the same thing, then we're in a position at New Zenler to say, actually, can we incorporate this into the New Zenler platform? Is it feasible? How do we make this work? Or is it just not workable for this particular system? So your interaction with New Zenler is just as important as it is for us to be here supporting you. So office hours, we give you the opportunity to ask questions, which I think we've got a few in. So I'm going to come over to those now, and hopefully one of the team will be able to answer these for you. So I just want to say hello to Andrew. Good to see you here. Hopefully you're still here with us. Greg's got a question. So Greg Mannion, good to see you here live on Office Hours. So thank you for coming along. Greg is asking, when will the email system be upgraded so it's got all the features like MailChimp and MailerLite?
Cool. Hey, Greg, that's a good question. So currently we are working on refining Zenler Mail. So it's a work in progress. We don't have any dates for that, but it's something we look to expand. I think we have been until now we have been working on email deliverability. So that I think we kind of getting to good state there. I think so that's something on our list, and we'll be looking at that.
Cool. Thank you, Rakesh. Hopefully, Greg, that answers your question. I know it's not a specific date in mind. I think if you're in a position where you're finding that Zenler Mail can't do what you need your emails to do, lots of people, we do integrate with things like ActiveCampaign, etc. You can do lots of stuff via the Zapier integration as well. So it does work with other systems if necessary, if it's got something there right now that we don't. That doesn't mean we'll never have it. It just means it's not available at this moment. And just like I've said, if people are asking for specific things, so maybe you've got a specific need, then let us know, and that may help guide us as to how we start developing Zenler Mail. Emily, good to see you here. Thank you for your question. So Emily's question is, I need to create 5,000 unique coupon codes. I know where this is going, and put them on a CSV file. Does Zenler have the ability to create coupons in this way?
You know about this, Kevin.
I know exactly about this, and I know this is for AppSumo. It's something I went through last year, so I know exactly why you're asking for it. And the straightforward answer is that you cannot do that in New Zenler. You need an external voucher system or coupon system that you can pay for. There are some that are free, and you can create that amount of codes for free and export them in a CSV file. But within the New Zenler system at the moment, it can't be done. In fact, most systems, it would be very difficult to do that in LMS systems. Yes, for one course, Emily, I know exactly what you want. If you want to chat with me privately, I can tell you how I did it, because I've done that. I sell stuff on AppSumo, and I know exactly how their process works. Right, Andrew's in Los Angeles, California, so that's fantastic. Avril Beckford's here. Good to see you, Avril. I haven't seen you for a while, from Toronto. Berg here, one of our regulars from Stockholm in Sweden. You know, when I say we have a very wide audience in different countries, that just goes to show how wide we are here, going from Canada to Sweden. It astonishes me. And of course, the UK, so someone in the middle as well. So, hi, Tracy, good to see you here. Emily, one other question. So, another question from Emily. We have never used the Zoom Live feature in Zenler. We have the Pro account. How many people can attend the live event? And do we have the green screen feature from Zoom?
Shall I grab that? Or
yes, please.
Yeah, you do have the green screen feature in Zoom. You're actually using Zoom. So you're going through Zenler and using our integration with Zoom. So Zoom opens up as usual and you can use it as usual. As for the amount of people for the Pro account, I think you've got a maximum. Tell me if I'm wrong, Rakesh, but I think you've got a maximum of 400 people. It keeps going up. So I think it's at 400 at the moment for the Pro account.
It's 300 for Pro and 500 for Premium.
Oh, three and five then. So loads. If you get 300 people turn up, then you know that's a big one.
It's more than your Pro account. If you take your Pro account with Zoom, you'll get only 250. So
yeah, it's enterprise level. So it's you know, it's good. It's good, and you can use all the features of Zoom as well.
And just for clarity on that, David, those numbers are for live classes and for live webinars.
Yes.
Right. Okay, right, lovely. So thank you very much. Emily's saying big thank you for your team improving the assignments page. We can use it a lot. We use it a lot and it works much better now. So big shout out to the development team doing a fantastic job as always. Emily's also saying, can you lead me to a link for tutorials on holding a live event for attendees that are not students? We'll be doing an event for 200 teachers for a school district.
Yeah, Emily, you want to check out the the complete guide for Zenler. It's part of the NZ Masterclass bundle. You'll find that under Learn Zenler. And if you go in there and just do a quick search on webinars, because that's what you want to be doing because you're registering them, unless you've already got them registered, then you do a live class. You want to go in there. I've covered all of that, setting up your live events in both classes and webinars.
Oh, cool. Okay. So Emily's saying, by the way, our students love the platform, which is always good to hear. We often hear of struggles people have. It's really nice to get some feedback to hear that your students are really enjoying this, because ultimately we want to create an experience for them, which is a really positive one, as well as for our course creators. That is our goal, of course. She's also saying, I did explain, but the 5,000 coupons are for an organisation that will be selling one of my courses, and they ask for a minimum of 5,000 unique codes. The process will be the same, Emily. I can walk you through that, but you need an external system. Tracy saying, loved the live day. Thanks for that. So that's your day, David, that you did Friday.
That's all of us.
Well, yeah, actually, we was all on there, but you were figureheading that, if you like. So glad that you enjoyed that. Greg's saying hi. Andrew saying, I've only been a user for just over 24 hours. Wow, so really new to us, and built a course in the first hour. Loving the community here, much better than other e-learning platform. Andrew, perhaps you'd like to leave us a review on that, if that's your initial feelings on it. If it's made that much of a positive impact within 24 hours, then that's phenomenal. So thank you for saying that. Right, okay, that's pretty much all of the questions that have come in. We've hit the half an hour, so we try and aim for half an hour on Office Hours Live. So let's just go over a couple of last minute things before we decide to close down. So for me, we've got on the 11th to the 15th of October, of course, we've got our Google Ads course, so bootcamp running. The registration page will be up for that on the 1st of October, so look out for that. Of course, it's free, but you will need to register. It'll be run through, obviously, a new Zenler platform, because that's how we deliver all of our stuff. And it will be done via a live class. So there will be 5 of those, Monday to Friday. I've got someone with me who their whole business is doing Google Ads. So I'm really looking forward to delivering that to help the course creators here. Maybe look at that as an option if you don't have we talked about audience building on a day with Zenler. That does take time, but if you want to accelerate that process, maybe learning how to do some low-level Google Ads may be of a benefit to you, just to make that happen a little bit quicker. So if that's interesting to you, then do come along to that. What else have we got coming up? Let's go through the team, because I'm pretty sure I've forgotten something, but I can't remember what it is. That's why I've forgotten it. David, anything else from you for this week?
Yeah, on Sunday, 4 o'clock, usual time for Sunday Lives, I've got media creation. So we're going to be looking at some tools to create some media, do some cool things in there and just have fun. So it should be about an hour and a half, maybe. It depends how many questions, but that's going to be happening. I'm going to be doing another live build, maybe a couple of live builds next week as well. So that's coming up.
Awesome. Well done. Thank you very much. Alice, anything else from you? Anything to note for the next week coming up?
Continue. The webinar is tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. EST, 2:30 BST. And again, for anybody who's brand new, partners, if you have people that you're talking to, that's a great place to send them to. We'd love to have them. We will take good care of them, and we will make sure to tell them to head back to you when they're ready to purchase and sign up for new Zendler. So I encourage you all to do that. And that's it.
Perfect. And remember that the webinars and the onboarding that Alice is doing is live. This is not pre-recorded. This will be reactive. So if somebody has a specific question after the presentation, Alice will be able to directly talk to them. Maybe one of the rest of the team will be there as well, in support in the chat maybe, but we're there to actually give people the very best experience. So as a partner, you may want to come along and experience that for yourself first, just to see how we're presenting this to people that you may well be bringing in, if that will give you a bit more peace of mind. But I see this as a fantastic opportunity for partners and for people brand new to New Zenler as well. And the live aspect of it is really critical to this, because it really means that we can understand what people are looking for and help them along that whole process. So Alice, looking forward to those.
Yes.
Rakesh, anything more from you for this week?
Nothing else from mine. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Excellent. All that leaves me to say is, remember, we are alternate on office hours. So this week is 5 p.m. BST. Next week will be 10 a.m. BST. Check out the events page on Facebook just to make sure. If you don't click that you're going, you may forget. So it's always handy with any of those events just to tick that you're going to go along to it. Of course, none of them are paid for anyway, but what it does mean is that you'll get a reminder through Facebook about an hour before that event is going to go live. It's so easy to forget you've put aside that time, or you wanted to go to something, and you just get caught up, and having that little reminder is really, really useful. As always, check out the YouTube channel. There are videos going up each week that are new, and they may only be going up on the YouTube channel. So go over there, subscribe, hit notify, so hit the bell on YouTube to say, yeah, notify me every time a new video goes up. That's growing just as quickly as the Facebook group here is growing. So please do get behind that and support it, and look out for those extra little bits that you won't find anywhere else. And of course, the tutorial site is there for your convenience and to use as much as you need to, because there is the complete systems in there on how to use New Zendler for your business. So make sure that you go over there. We've put a lot of effort into building that for you. So please use it as much as you need to. It's really easy to not use a resource because it's available and try and go the quick route of, well, I'll just ask in Facebook, but they may not give you the right answer sometimes. So you need to sometimes understand the process and how it actually works to make it work properly, and then replicate that. So the tutorial site is fantastic at doing that. So please make sure you're over there and using it. So I will see you next week at 10 a.m. BST, if not on a training beforehand, which is quite likely. But for now, enjoy your week using New Zenler. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.